Posters are everywhere. In fact, I counted 46 posters on my way to work this morning. I saw this one in a shop window, and this one, it was on a bus shelter, and this one, it was in my work elevator. We're so accustomed to seeing posters, but how often do we make them ourselves? Keep watching and I'll show you how to make a range of eye-catching posters you can hang in your home, your office, or even on the street. Hi, I'm Bo, a brand designer here at Canva. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you an array of poster types and design templates to help you get started. We'll cover event posters, information posters, promo posters, even decorative designs for the home and office. I'll show you how to start inspired with templates and even design from scratch so you can communicate quickly and effectively with your audience. If that sounds good, make sure you subscribe to this channel. That way you won't miss other informative videos like this one. Before we go any further, let's make sure we're on the same page about what is and isn't a poster. Let's do a quick test. Which one of these is not a poster? If you answered B, you'd be correct. This is in fact a flyer. So what's the difference? Well, a poster hangs on a wall and is therefore one-sided, while a flyer can be handheld, typically double-sided, and have more information on them. Even though posters are larger, they typically have less time to catch the audience's attention, so you can't load them with lots of information. This requires designers to carefully think about what will have the most impact and what can be left off. As we work our way through each design, I'll share some attention-grabbing tricks, along with other tips to make your poster look pleasing on the eye. Alright, let's check out some poster templates. If you type posters into the search bar, it'll bring up thousands of results. Look at how many templates there are. Let's see what we've got. Calendars, motivational quotes, and loads of educational posters. Anything with a crown means it's for Pro and Canva for Teams users. But any without, they're free for anyone to use. Perhaps we should narrow this down and start with a display poster. I'm thinking something you might make for a market store or to advertise products and prices, like beeswax wraps. I'll change the search to bee posters and see what comes up. These designs, they're not quite what I'm after, but I can definitely use this one to help get me started. Let me show you how. First, I'll grab the honeycomb pattern and rotate it like this. Then I'll position it over here and reduce the opacity. Next, I'll resize this bee and drag it across. To add a few more, I'll duplicate this one and delete the rest. Now I've got some decorative elements in place to frame up the page, I can add in text and other visual information to finish it off. I'll start with a heading. I can change the font by clicking over here. I'll use a bold style so it stands out. And a subheading next. I'm thinking a scrolly font could look good. Now, I want to show the different size wraps and what they could be used for. I can do that by adding graphic elements from the Elements panel. First, I'll search hand-drawn square and change the color over here. Next, I'll add some different fruits and vegetables. I'll try searching cutout food and apply the static filter to reduce the results. I'll add this broccoli and use the magic recommendations to see more images like it. I like the lettuce and the watermelon. I can resize this by clicking and dragging. That looks great. Now I'll add the wrap size underneath along with a short description. Generally, I try to use 3 fonts or less on a poster. Otherwise, the design can look disjointed or chaotic. The rule is that each font should have a job to do, like a font that only does headings. Display fonts work well here. They are attention-grabbing and impactful. A font for chunks of text, which are often called body copy. I normally opt for fine, simple fonts, so they're easy to read and don't take up too much space. Maybe even a font for small text. This is not essential information, so you can get away with a condensed type. Alright, I've almost finished the design. Let me show you how to print. Head up here and click Print Posters. Select the size and the finish. I want it to be durable, so I'll go for gloss, and A3 is plenty big enough. In some regions, there's even an option to have a poster framed. Let me show you what that would look like. I probably don't need this type of poster framed. It's more about quantity. Speaking of which, I'd need this many. Now I can head to checkout. After you place your order, you can expect it to arrive on your doorstep in 5 to 7 days. With a happiness guarantee, you've really got nothing to lose. Alright, we've covered designs based on templates, so now it's time to work on something from scratch. I'm liking the idea of a promo poster, maybe for an event, something around food. To create a design from scratch, I'll go over here and type in poster. This time I'll start by adding some graphics. Let's see what comes up when I type in brunch, since I'm going to make this a bottomless brunch event. Oh yeah, I like this hand holding a martini glass. Let's see if there are more designs like it. Oh wow, yep, so many options. I'll add a few of these, then play around with the position. I can flip it like this and rotate it by clicking on this icon. Okay, now they're in place. It's time to add some text. I'll use a serif font for the heading and the subheading, then something more basic for the event details. I'll add a squiggly line in here to break up the text and make it even more obvious by switching up the colors. Alright, I think the only thing that's missing is the price. Notice how the design has a clear text hierarchy? It's been achieved by using different text sizes and colors. When you're designing your poster, make sure the most important information is bigger and bolder than the rest. And be aware of how people typically read. In Western cultures, we start up here and work our way down to here. So this corner is the last thing they see, and therefore more likely to remember. That's why it's a good place for the call to action, or a business logo. Let me show you another design that uses this technique to highlight key information. See how the heading stands out because of its central position, size, and color? The same brown has been used to highlight other important information, like the date and where to book tickets. Another thing I like about this poster is the imagery. It's clearly targeting people who enjoy camping and listening to music in a natural setting. The graphics you include on your poster can have a huge influence on how someone interprets the design. Let me show you a different music poster for comparison. The graphics used on this poster are edgier and kind of mysterious. This works to attract the audience in a different way, by creating a sense of curiosity and wonderment. Maybe your poster needs to feel a bit more metal. You can see how easily you could transfer this to merch, t-shirts, album art, all that stuff. When you open the template, you can see that all the elements are editable, so it's super easy to customize. Alright, I have a few more poster designs I want to show you before we wrap up. Here's a poster with a good message. This could hang on your wall or it could be plastered all over the streets. I like it because it's a bit different from the normal climate crisis posters. It creates curiosity. And this one would be great on your wall, or it could also work for an exhibition. I love the colors and the shapes. This one is similar. I clearly have a style I like. It's fun because of the purposeful gaps they leave in the text. It makes you stop and pay attention. With this many templates, the options are endless. So what are you waiting for? Jump into Canva and start creating a poster for any purpose. If you already know what you're going to make, let me know in the comments before you head off. I'd love to know which templates have inspired you. You're still here, which means you've probably got time for one more video. I recommend checking out one of these. But just before you do, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on other great videos like this. Happy designing and see you around.